Hey, true crime fanatics! Ever look at your sweet cookie-baking neighbor and think, what if? Well, today we're repeeling back the facade of one of the most chilling cases that proves you really can't judge a book by its cover. Get ready, because we're diving into the twisted tale of Dorothea Puente, famously known as the killer landlady who turned kindness into murder. This story is going to give you serious chills, so buckle up. Sacramento, California. A quiet, unassuming neighborhood. In the heart of it all, a small boarding house. And at the helm, a seemingly kind, elderly woman. She baked pies for the neighbors, waved from her porch, and was known for her generosity. She even helped the homeless. Everyone adored her. But behind those floral dresses and that warm smile lay a secret so dark, so chilling, it was literally buried 6 feet deep, right in her own backyard. Dorothea Puente was born in 1929, and honestly, her early life was a whirlwind of hardship, marked by abuse, neglect, and a string of minor crimes. It seemed like she just couldn't catch a break. But by the 1980s, it looked like she had finally turned her life around. She was running this small boarding house, primarily catering to the elderly and disabled. She appeared to be a pillar of the community, known for her incredible generosity. She fed the homeless, helped her tenants cash their social security checks, and even hosted these lovely dinner parties for her neighbors. To anyone looking in, she was an angel, a kind, grandmotherly figure. What a wonderful woman, right? But here's where the story takes a dark turn. Not everyone who checked into Dorothea's cozy home ever checked out. It started subtly, almost imperceptibly, just whispers. Whispers about missing tenants, a man who vanished overnight without a trace, a woman who supposedly moved suddenly but left all her belongings behind. Whenever anyone asked, Dorothea always had a plausible explanation. Oh, we got a new job out of town. She's just visiting family. She'll be back. Her explanations were always so calm, so reassuring, that people generally believed her. Why wouldn't they? She was Dorothea, the sweet old lady. The police didn't really think much of these disappearances at first. People move, after all. But then, in November 1988, a social worker named Judy Moyes reported one of her clients missing. This client was Alvaro Montoya, a man with developmental disabilities who was living at Puente's boarding house. Now, this wasn't just a casual move. Alvaro needed his medication and his care team was concerned. So, officers finally paid Dorothea a visit. The friendly landlady, ever so composed, invited them in for tea, smiled sweetly, and cooperated fully with their questions. She even offered them fresh-baked cookies, but despite her outwardly charming demeanor, something felt off. A subtle unease that Detective John Cabrera couldn't quite shake. As detectives continued their investigation, something caught their eye in the backyard, a patch of freshly disturbed soil in the garden. When asked about it, Dorothea waved her hand dismissively, a little too quickly, saying, "Oh, that's just old trash, dear. I was tidying up." But that explanation didn't quite sit right. Something about the way she said it, or maybe just the sheer volume of disturbed soil for just trash. It felt like a cover-up. Following their instincts, the detectives decided to dig deeper, literally. And when they started digging, they didn't find trash. They found human remains. The first body unearthed was that of Leona Carpenter. The atmosphere instantly shifted from a casual inquiry to a full-blown crime scene. Then came another body, and another. The horror escalated with each shovel of dirt. By the end of the week, 7 bodies had been uncovered from Dorothea Puente's seemingly idyllic backyard. This wasn't old trash. This was a burial ground. And Dorothea. As soon as the first body was discovered, the sweet old lady vanished. She was gone. Poof. Just like that, police immediately launched a massive manhunt. Their 59-year-old sweet grandmother was now officially a fugitive. How could someone who seemed so gentle and kind be capable of such monstrous acts? The public was stunned. Neighbors who had shared her pies and laughed with her at dinner parties were absolutely horrified. But Dorothea, ever the showwoman, couldn't resist attention for long. Just a few days later, she was recognized in Los Angeles. Where was she? Not hiding in a dark alley, but sitting calmly in a bar, chatting away with an elderly man, probably spinning another one of her charming stories. When police finally apprehended her, she didn't resist. Instead, she offered a chilling smile for the cameras and famously declared, "I used to be a very good person. I just lost my mind for a little while." A chilling statement that offered absolutely no comfort to the victims' families. In 1993, after a long and sensational trial, Dorothea Puente was convicted of 3 murders and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Prosecutors firmly believed she had killed at least 9 people, perhaps even more, by systematically drugging them with sleeping pills, cashing their social security and disability benefit checks, and then burying their bodies in her garden. Her motive was pure greed, exploiting the vulnerable for their meager incomes. Even behind bars, Dorothea maintained her innocence, always claiming she only wanted to help people. She died in prison in 2011 at the age of 82, taking her true confessions, if any, with her to the grave. Her case remains a stark reminder that sometimes pure evil hides behind the friendliest, most unassuming smile. So, next time you meet someone who seems almost too kind to be true, remember Dorothea Puente, the killer landlady who literally buried her secrets in plain sight. It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? And I'm really curious. Tell me in the comments below. Do you think Dorothea Puente was pure evil, a cold-blooded killer from the start? Or do you believe her claim that she just lost her mind for a little while, making her dangerously delusional? Let's discuss this fascinating and disturbing case. Thanks for watching.